Welcome back to Social Club. Let's talk Arsenal. Head powers activate. I said on previous parts of the show, we asked Robbie to come. No, was the answer? I don't know if he's busy or he's hiding.
I think he's heading.
He's probably still exporting fan cams from the game yesterday. I don't know, but it's left to us to discuss Liverpool, Arsenal, and Arsenal's reaction post-match and what have you. James, what's boiling a lot of Arsenal piss off the back of this is not necessarily just the result and the manner of the result. It's a lot of the stuff Wenger's come out with post-match, and he's talked about how the team lacked experience and fitness. Now, whose responsibility is it to sort those things out? It's probably Wenger.
I think it's Arsene Wenger's, yeah. I mean, I've had discussions with Robbie about look, if you're third in the league, that's good. Like, stop being so sport. But I'm getting frustrated with it. I sort of tweeted something yesterday about those excuses that he's made, and someone came back with it. I thought it was brilliant. They're on the road to success, but they're on a roundabout and they can't get off it. And they kind of explained it.
How's the problem, kids? How's the problem, kids? How's the problem, kids?
And so
that's actually an amazing.
It's actually and I can completely understand the frustration of Arsenal fans with this one, because, like you say, all those things are under his remit, and Man United are very prepared for the new season.
Yeah, prepared in terms of what, buying players, but that's the
everything. That's what it comes down to at this moment in time. With the amount of money that's in there.
Man United only ended up playing like 2 pre-season friendlies, so given that you didn't really have a pre-season, you still are able to put your best team out for the opening day of the season.
Still bought players. I sat here with Robbie in March, and we talked about if he finished above Tottenham, it would be a successful season. And he said, no, it wouldn't, because we didn't buy any players. He said, you've had a whole season to do it. He said, in January of last year was your second chance to buy a striker, and you still didn't do it. And lo and behold, look what's happening again. Wenger won't put his hand in his pocket, and he's come out, and the board's come out and said that we will back him in the transfer market again. And yet he still hasn't bought anyone. There's rumours of Mahrez, but he's not a striker, is he?
They bought a kid from Bolton.
Yeah.
Why?
He was player of the season.
Fuck off. Right. It was fucking Bolton. Right.
They finished bottom.
Why? Honest to God, why the fuck didn't Arsenal buy Ashley Williams? Honestly, why didn't they buy her? I was like really worried when they got that injury last week and we hadn't got the deal through. I was really worried that Arsenal would come in the last minute and get him, and there was no sign of him. I was thinking, what the fuck is? Ashley Williams, one of the best centre backs in the league.
But they needed a centre half for 3 years, and he still won't buy anyone.
That is, to me, is absolute madness. But it's this: we've got to do it a certain way. I generally believe that Wenger's more deluded than Roberto Martinez was. He's just, and I can't understand why any Arsenal fan would back him at this point.
But here's the thing, and this is the problem. I actually feel sorry for Robbie's position in all this. Like, and again, I don't like us having to talk about
it's a difficult balance.
The channel and that.
It is, yeah.
But it's. I think there's, and I've seen it, and I saw it at the start of last season, where Brendan Rodgers had clearly had enough time, and the end of the season was so shocking. Now the problem is they ultimately finished second, and you'd have that's the we finished second. You did almost like by default.
Because
Spurs
imploded.
I said this to him last. I said this.
Yeah, but this is it. But it looks like, and you can see just by watching the fan. If you've not watched Arsenal Fan TV's post-match videos, there is a certain hilarity to it. But really, no. But like, I watch it and I actually go. It sounds weird to say because I don't care about any other football clubs other than Liverpool, but I do feel a bit sorry for their fans because you've got the guys going, what do you expect? This is just going to happen over and over again. It's the roundabout thing.
I'm sorry, Robbie. I'm just bored of their fan cams. Because it's just the same stuff all the time. And it was funny last night, and it's a privileged position they're in. Loads of different accounts of different massive accounts going, Arsenal Fan TV. I think, fuck, I'd love to be in that position. Well, you watch them and it's just...
let's watch some Toffee TV.
Yeah, but you watch them and you're just sitting there going, I've seen this before.
It's a broken record, but when's he going to...
I've seen Claude do this act about 14 times. The difference is now that the trackie he's got on is about 10 years old now. Get a new trackie, Claude. What? Fair enough, innit? Robbie, come on, you're in with Puma, sort him out, lad. It's getting boring because it's the same old stuff, and no one. I don't think anyone feels sorry for it. I think these used to be like, oh, I feel a little bit sorry. But I don't think anyone feels sorry for them now because it is just.
I think it's now going to get to the
joke.
point where they're big players, they're real big players like Ozil, Sanchez. They're all going to start to go, what am I doing here? Then there's been no investment in the team.
And they're
I've
only
left
here
Real
older.
Madrid and whatever else. Exactly, yeah. It's time to go and put myself in the window again because it doesn't seem to be happening with Arsenal.
We'll still be waiting for Walcott when he's got 48 to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
This will be a
Oh,
season.
This is the
you're
year.
Walcott.
We did that once with Jimmy Traore. I remember my dad going, he's still only young. He's like, Dad, he's like 26. We've had him for 10 years. And he's not become the thing that he promised he was going to be. But this is it. This is the problem. This is the Arsenal's ultimate problem. And and this is the thing, because Wenger's been there for so long, and what they've got and the way they've managed to maintain that is something to be admired. Because look, football is too cyclical. It goes in too short a lifespan. I heard them on the radio going on about banging the drum about Guardiola. Now he knows it's only 3 seasons and he wants to move on. I don't like that. You know,
No, I don't.
I agree, actually.
I want to see us, because not just because Liverpool have had it. I want to see a world where managers get 5, 10 years and they get the chance to ride out the peaks and troughs of being a football club. But because of that, it's skewed the perspective on it, because they think that it's gonna come good. And look, it might well come good, but it's almost England-like in that it's becoming a blind faith that this season will be the season that it happens. If they didn't win it last season, there's no fucking way.
He's running out of
they can win it
excuses.
this season.
He has to be running out of excuses. I think he's got a year left in this contract. It's going to come the end of the season. I think regardless whether he wins the league, European Cup, whatever, he's going to bow out. Now, whether he bows out gracefully or not is a different story. I personally don't think they're good enough to finish top 4 unless they buy 2 centre-halves and a striker. And they have to be world-class, otherwise they're going nowhere. But take nothing away from Liverpool. I
What
thought
must be
Liverpool
really
played well.
frustrating is that he's earned the right to spend all this money now. They have money now, so that must be frustrating for Arsenal fans as
You've
well.
paid the mortgage off.
Yeah.
You've got that extra
Yeah.
£500
Yeah.
a month in the bank, Arsene.
And
You can go to Benetton. Why are you still going to Wales?
license plates.
And you can go for 10 days.
You don't have to wear ascot trainees anymore. You can get Adidas.
You can buy a suit off the peg at Marks and Spencer now.
But yeah, ultimately, if the 4 players that United have bought this year, if Arsenal had those players, that team would be frightening.
Yeah.
It'd be
But
absolutely
it's the thing. Look at Liverpool's
spend
business.
the
And again,
money.
it's too early to judge any team and how they're going to perform this season. Absolutely, because Arsenal will go on and win the next game, and they'll be fine, relatively speaking, for Arsenal. But look, we were talking about on Redmen today about how Liverpool started the season in a 4-3-3, and the players we bought all of a sudden made sense for the positions we bought. We've bought for a formation. And that's because Klopp's had 9 months in charge to establish what he wants.
Yeah.
Wenger's been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
Why is he?
Yeah.
Why are they being linked with attacking midfielders? Why have they not got a centre back lined up? Why can they not buy a striker when everyone, including their fans, our fans, your fans, everyone who watches football knows what Arsenal needs?
The sad thing is, because I know what loads of Arsenal fans, because you do this all the time. Like, we can have a go at. I can have a go at my mum, but you can't have a go at my mum syndrome. And a lot of people go, who the fuck are you used to talking about them? But probably 3, well, maybe just 2 of us, would love to be in Arsenal's position, very envious of the new stadium, the money they've got, the success they've had under Wenger. But you just sit there and you just, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
why aren't you challenging it? Like, you know,
I often wonder, is his wife's talking him into bed at night going, Arsene, you don't need a striker, it's okay. You know what I mean? Something like, there has to be some ridiculous
Divorce, isn't it?
But
reason.
it just doesn't make any. Like James just. It's almost frustrating for even if you're not a fan to think. Why
You know
can't,
what it's like?
Why can't you
Watching
see
Arsenal
this?
yeah.
is like watching fucking Smallville. You know what I mean? All you want to do is see the fucker fly.
Gotham. Well, Gotham now.
Oh, Gotham, you know, and you're like,
Just grow up and become Batman, you bastard!
Stop. It's literally, it's like, you've got the tools there. We know what you can achieve. Just do it, will you? Like, every series threatens to be the one that's amazing, and then like, no,
It
ends
never
with-
goes
oh,
anywhere.
my
I'm going to have to
God.
wait 5 years before you get into Catwoman. Come on, for fuck's sake, get it sorted.
Exactly.
That's the different kind of understanding I've got with Arsenal fans now. Because if you take the game on its own, Arsenal, like, you knew the centre-backs that they were going to be playing, you knew the amount of players that weren't going to be playing. You've got a Liverpool side who is exciting this season. You've got a manager who's got them even more excited. So I think a lot of people would have said Liverpool were going to win that game.
Yeah.
But the overreaction or the strong reaction comes from the context of the lack of preparation, the lack of money spent, and the frustration that all the Arsenal
And it comes down to a lot of players, a lot of the ex-players and stuff are talking about like Thierry Henry was saying, I'd play in that game. You know, talking about the fitness level of stuff. And I get it. Look, sports science rules football these days, and if he's being told these guys can't play, they can't play for whatever. But it's right. I go back to a quote from Gerard Houllier on Paul Ince, and he said we lost to Man United in the FA Cup, and Ince went off injured, and he basically come in the next day and said, I don't expect me captain to go off the pitch injured, like walk off the pitch injured in an FA Cup game against Manchester United. Yeah. I don't want to, you know what I mean? And it's if you were playing, if they were playing Burnley or they were playing anyone, but Liverpool Arsenal's a massive game. It's a massive rivalry.
Is that 3 years in a row? Arsenal now lost their first game of the season.
I think so.
Yeah. And they were all at home. And they were all at home as well. I think. Villa,
Leicester beat them last year.
Villa, West Ham, and Liverpool.
Oh, no, West Ham beat them last year.
West Ham beat them. So that's 3 games they've lost. So what does that say as well about preparation? About, as you said, they'll go on now, they'll win a few games. But what does that say about how they're not getting things right in summer? How they're not bringing players in early? How they're not getting them bed in?
And you know what? The worst thing is, they played against them. We had fucking 10 men on the pitch because Alberto made no shit.
He's terrible. I said this to you 2 years ago and you laughed at me. And so did Pajak. I was like, how have you got him playing fullback? He can't defend and he can't go forward.
But he does
That's not even talking about his haircut.
Look quite scoused though.
He's terrible, man. He's awful.
He gets a lot of leeway.
He's the worst fullback in the country. I personally think he's the worst fullback in the country. He's terrible.
He's like a young, small Matt Wilson.
Surely you have someone else to put in there.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. But we don't.
Come on.
We need to buy. No, we don't. We don't have another.
So will they buy a striker by the end of the transfer window?
No.
I don't know who to buy. Who would you buy?
Me?
Who got a hat trick?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, he's one.
They've said they should, whether Mustafi's good enough to be because this is the problem. Well, he'll only buy players if he thinks they're fucking good enough. Sometimes you just need some good players and let them prove the rest.
Exactly.
They need a good centre half. They can't be playing a child at centre half.
2 children.
Well, 2 children essentially. One slightly older. But yeah,
Teenage.
Go out and go and get Mustafi, go and get Lacazette, and if you really, really, really want Mahrez, get it, because who cares? He's not going to be there next year anyway. Arsene, spunk the money, go mad.
Yeah.
Fucking go spend your inheritance. Like spend the next, it's like my mum and dad's fucking selling the house and going and spending it all on holidays or whatever. Like, who cares?
And
they're not going to be here to see me not have the money,
I'd care.
And I listened to an Arsenal fan the other day talking about that exact point. He's like, we know we're going to be outpriced in the transfer market. We know we're going to have to spend 20 million on a player that's worth 10 million. But we don't care because we need someone. Go and fucking do it. No one's going to slabber at you for going to do it.
We've just got to spend £34 million on Sadio Mane. And look at him yesterday. He was brilliant. And we all thought that was too much money. And sometimes you can make mistakes, but you know what? You've got to try.
We just spent 25 million on Balassi.
Well, I was
He's
getting
good.
to that.
I don't even know. I literally don't know if he's worth 10 million, but it's not my money.
How much did Jordan Ibe go for? There's another one.
Exactly. The football's just gone mental, and do you know what? You've just got to go with it.
No, I'm not standing for this. Inflated prices, no.
And I've been in England so long that I now sound like Madonna.
It's just like, no, we're not standing for this. We're not having. It's like, well, you're not going to sign any fucking players, you dickheads. So there you go. Arsenal fans, I'm sorry. I'm sure you got wound up by this. If you do have your thoughts which you're more entitled to than we are of your football club, please let us know them in the comments below. We'll try and get Robbie in for next week. I'm sure at Leicester.
He's elected as well.
That should be interesting.
That'll be a big game now.
So yeah, stay tuned. Subscribe. Don't unsubscribe. We'll get Robbie back. It'll be fine.
We lost enough from the season
from the predictions video anyway.
Yeah, we lost a few.
You mad
Oh,
bastards.
come on. They love it. Arsenal fans, you love it. You love a moan. Go wild in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of Social Club this week. Charlton and West run the news. That'll cheer you up. Go and watch that video.
That'll change soon.